So guys, check this out. So a little way to kind of set up and control people in side control and set up a couple submissions and back takes. And I taught this afternoon, and it's a very powerful control, very uncomfortable, especially if somebody has tight shoulders. So essentially what I'm doing, and I'll show some setups in a bit, but essentially what I'm doing is I'm gonna get my opponent in this position where I have his arm inside my armpit. It looks like a head and arm choke, it's not though. A head and arm choke means that his arm would be around. Okay, this is when his arm is inside of my armpit. I'm gonna show how I got here in a bit, but when I have my partner in this position, there's a lot of options of which I can take his back, and I can go for neck cranks. I can also go for a basic arm bar. Okay, so the basic way, like a real simple way to kind of get there is like simply when I'm here, it's just sliding my elbow in, walking my arm back, getting underneath my opponent's head. I like to keep this arm next to his hip, so that way it's harder for him to shrimp away, and I can keep some kind of connections, okay? Go ahead, pivot this way. Basic arm bar, this. I lower my hip, I slide my knee. As I start sliding my knee, I'm gonna immediately slide my knee up towards his head. My other foot curls in, and then now I'm on top with my arm bar. So I'm going right to the S mount. I hug. I like to base my hand by the hip again, so when he tries to shrimp, he runs into my hand. Lean my weight, step over, connect your feet, lean back, get my tap. So again, real simple. Here's side control, we'll do the other side. Yeah. We're just kind of playing. Slide my arm inside. I'm walking it back behind his head. Control your opponent. If your opponent lifts a lot of weights, usually their shoulder hurts a lot. I've had people tap by here. There are some neck cranks that I can do by locking up. I'm not a fan of neck cranks unless I really don't like you, but for my training partners, I take care of them. I turn, I slide. As I slide, my knee comes up. My other foot curls underneath. I lean my weight. Catch, step over, finish. Now, I can get that by swimming my arm. I can also get that if my opponent is undisciplined with his frames. So typically if he's blocking me like this, I'm gonna have a hard time. But in the heat of the moment, when he's turning, I'm fighting, I'm trying to like get on top of him, this is a great opportunity to flatten and then have that arm kind of stuck away. I'm just using my body to make the adjustments, start to slide, curl, catch, step, finish. So I find that more times than not, when my opponent is in the heat of the scramble where I'm trying to pin him, but he's not allowing me to get underhooks, I can usually snag that little position. The second way I like to do it is this, put it this way, is when I'm fishing. So I love, and I've been teaching this week, is understanding what fishing is. When I'm fishing, so inside control, I'm looking north-south, I'm looking to scrape elbows, typically for a kimura. So when I have him here, I block the hip, I cover the head, I'm shuffling, I'm looking to scrape, okay? So in the process of scraping, as I come back, I may be able to gather an arm, and I could do that to either arm. So I can scrape or I can go under. So if my opponent is undisciplined and allows me to get access to under his elbow, I now can isolate it. So for example, I block, I start shuffling, I'm trying to scrape the kimura, I trap the arm, I get underneath, now I have my position. Go ahead and take his arm out the way. Yeah. Now the basic back take is this. Right now, Nathan, can you go away from me? No, he can't roll away, it's gonna hurt his shoulder. So he needs to start turning towards me. A lot of times they start turning that way, go ahead. And if I have a deep grip here, I'm kind of under his chin already. So I could flatten him out, but instead what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him my leg, step my leg up, pull him over top, and as I pull over top, now I have him on the back, okay? So watch, so I kind of show you like how my arm got under the chin. Sometimes it's under the chin, sometimes it's not, but it's a basic back take. So I have everything here. Do not hit the move when he's flat. So when he's on his side, I could just take my weight off and let him make the movement, or if he creates that space on his own, he starts turning, like good. I bring him up, I turn my hips, I step over, my knee goes to his head. As my knee comes to his head, I slide, I rotate. Now you can see I've got my wrap, I'm already under his chin. I can play that game. Enjoy.